Welcome to Senior Stay or Go TV. We all want to give back to our community, especially with the upcoming holiday season. So today we have Captain Julius Murphy with us from the Salvation Army.
Yes.
And he's going to tell us about ways we can give back during the holiday season that help people all year long. Welcome, Captain Murphy.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So can I call you Captain or Captain Murphy? What do you want to?
Captain Murphy works.
Okay, Captain Murphy.
Yes.
Captain, what role do you have in the Salvation Army, and what drew you to the organization?
My role currently with the Salvation Army, I am a Corps officer. I'm the administrator of the Salvation Army in Oceanside, North County. And I've been a part of the Salvation Army ever since I was about 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
6 years old?
Yes. My family had relocated from Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, back to California, Stockton, California to be exact. And upon our arrival, we did not have a place to live. We only had a suitcase with our clothes in it. And my mom was a single mom of 3 kids. And so we found the Salvation Army. They took us in. They allowed us to, well, they made it possible for us to live in a hotel for the summer, made sure we had food morning and evening. And then one Sunday, they asked us, would you like to come to church? And my mom, she kind of shook her head. You know, we didn't have the right clothes. We only had cut-off jeans and T-shirts. And the Salvation Army said, no, just come as you are. And so we've been here since. Well, I've been here since. With that said, end of the summer, we're back on our feet. We were stable. And now it's I feel it my passion and my drive to give back to those who are in similar situations, other single parents or kids that are going through the same thing that my family did. And so that's why I do what I do.
So just in terms of the background, you were in Stockton.
Yes.
And that's how you went to work for them up in Stockton, or did?
From Stockton, I was in Stockton, California. I was involved with the Salvation Army through their youth programs, their after-school program, other character building programs. I became a volunteer with the Salvation Army at age 12. And then later in my teen years, I began to work for the Salvation Army as a camp counselor every summer. And then I went to college. And in the middle of my studies at Fresno State, I felt led to join the ranks of the Salvation Army as an officer. And so I've been doing that for about 13 years.
Bulldogs, right?
Yes, Bulldogs. You're exactly right.
How's their football team?
Lately, I don't know.
They had a good one for a while. Anyway, we digress here at Senior Stay or Go.
There we go.
Patty.
So why do you have kettles and bell ringers every year?
We have kettles for 2 primary reasons. And the first one is to ensure that we're able to help families and even seniors who are in need at Christmas time, to make sure that during the holidays that they're not alone, to ensure that they would have food on Christmas Day or whatever holiday they choose to celebrate, as well as for kids that they have gifts. I can recall as a kid many Christmases where we were adopted. A company or another family would adopt our family at Christmas through the Salvation Army. Oh. And so they would deliver food and toys to our home. And so the kettle program, the red kettle, the money raised there, number one, it helps to support that. And then the other thing that it supports is the Salvation Army year-round. And so through our social services, our food pantry, our senior programs, as well as our after-school programs and so forth, it helps to ensure that that takes place throughout the year. But first priority is to make sure that we're able to provide families help at Christmas.
At the holidays.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned a lot of the different programs. Let's kind of come back to that. So where is this money going? There's like specific programs that you administer or you know about. For
the Red Kettle campaign, well, I'll say this. The Salvation Army is one nonprofit that, mind you, I'm a little biased.
No, that's good.
That where we say we're going to send our money to, and if we say we're going to use it in this way, that's how we use it. And so with the Red Kettle program, it's unrestricted funds, and so it allows us to allocate that money exactly where the need is for either the season or for the year. So yeah.
So do you see a special need up in, I mean, you cover North County?
I cover the North Coastal region of North County. So from Camp Pendleton all the way down to Solana Beach.
Can people just call you and say, I want to give you money? They don't have to do a kettle, right?
No, you don't have to do a kettle. You can make an outright donation to the Salvation Army by check or credit card. You can do it online as well. More people are doing it online these days.
So what is the experience of actual bell ringing? It's something I'm going to be doing this year, but I've never done before.
Yes.
So I'm just a little curious.
Bell ringing is fun. I have to emphasize that because I remember it's part of my training to be an officer. We have to go out and bell ring. In my time, it was like 21 days, 8 hours a day. We would bell ring to learn the experience and the joy of bell ringing. It's quite a neat opportunity to actually meet our donors and kind of meet the public, those who are giving. It's really neat to watch the kids, age 5, 6, the parents are teaching them how to give and put money in the kettle. And so I also encourage you, if you're going to volunteer 2 to 4 hours, make sure you wear comfortable shoes. Because standing on your feet for an extended period of time, it gets tiring and it's sometimes painful. So, but I encourage you to do that. But overall, it's a very pleasant experience. It's joyful, and being able to to be able to encourage others to give to our organization.
Well, it looks like fun because the gentleman we saw last year in New York when we were there for Thanksgiving, he had a boombox and he was dancing away.
Yes, yes. And I like to see that. I like to see individuals who are volunteering bring out talent. So I know you bring out your dog when you
I was just gonna say.
When you volunteer. Others will bring out a musical instrument or they will dance. Or I've also seen individuals dressed in costumes such as Darth Vader or an old military uniform, and that draws people's attention. And it's kind of gimmicky, but at the same time, it encourages people to give and reminds them of the joy of giving. Quite frankly, during the holidays, it's a time of year where people become more aware of their condition. So they may become more aware of their loneliness, or because of the busyness, they may be having their own family problems. And so people are shopping and entering stores. They will maybe not have a good day. But if you, as a bell ringer, carry that smile and that joy and just wish them a Merry Christmas, you're going to change their day, maybe even their holiday season, knowing that someone actually cared enough to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. And so you're doing more than just collecting money for the Salvation Army. You're spreading joy to the customers of the stores.
That's a good way to put it, spreading joy.
Mm-hmm.
And you really are. I mean,
yes.
As I say, I have my dog with me last year, and you go in with just to have a fun attitude,
That's
and
right.
people really respond to the dog. They care less about me, but okay, whatever. But it was just a lot of fun because people come up and have conversations with you. Again, people that are alone really would have a conversation and just and thanking for the volunteerism, and it really got you out into the community and find out what's going on. So it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I had my iTunes going behind me, so I had the Christmas music.
Were you singing along with them?
I don't know that you don't want to hear. Even in the shower, you don't want to hear that. But the volunteerism, obviously, the giving back was great. But meeting the people, and it really. Just on a personal note, it put my whole faith back into humanity because I had a lot of teenagers, coming out and actually without their parents, voluntarily, teenagers putting money in the kettle. And I thought, wow, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Because you don't really think of a teenager volunteering without parents, hammering them to do it. So I thought it was great.
Very well.
So we thank you for that. But anyway, there are other ways to get involved with the Salvation Army. Mention some of those while we have the time.
Other ways to give to the Salvation Army during the holiday season includes doing an angel tree. Maybe your company or your family, your business would like to adopt a child or a number of children during the season. You can adopt the entire family, similar to the story I shared a little earlier. And you can volunteer. There's a bunch of different ways. I know in downtown San Diego, during Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, we serve a hot meal to the community. And so hundreds upon hundreds of volunteers come out for that. And so there are many different ways to volunteer. We have a website, www.sandiego.salvationarmy.org. We will have a list of volunteer opportunities for this season there.
So there's somebody can find something to do.
Yes, there's always something to do. If you don't have the time to volunteer, we of course encourage you to give financially. But maybe you want to give a toy. Maybe you want to give a canned good or host a canned food drive. in lieu of gifts at your holiday party, they might want to decide to have their guests bring gifts for kids or food for seniors and so forth.
You know, the greatest thing about the Salvation Army as I've gotten involved with them is the humbleness, I guess if that's the right word, that you guys, all of you, do this. I mean, it's not flashy. No. You're just doing the job that you really want to do, and we congratulate you on that.
Thank you for that.
So Patty and I will be out this Christmas,
yes.
And if anybody wants to call us, please do so, and we will get you hooked up with the Salvation Army and Captain Murphy. So
well, we're looking forward to that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here today, Captain Murphy, and we're going to make this the best year in San Diego history for donations. Right. See this red kettle, everybody? Get your money out and get the money in there right away. And ring. Oh, yeah, and you have to have a technique for ringing the bell. Well, thank you so much. And we will be right back with more Senior Stay or Go TV.